You get that email, you've been invited to the face-to-face interview for the flight attendant, super excited, like, you're running around, you're calling everybody. In this video, I'm going to talk about some tips and tricks you can use during your flight attendant interview to get you that job that you want, that 𝐁𝐎𝐿 that you crave so bad to become a flight attendant. Stay tuned. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel, Fly with Liz. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so as I'm speaking and hit that like button. It definitely helps me with algorithms and helps me get out more videos quicker to you because I get so excited that people are loving what I'm doing and I'm just starting out. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the like button. If you do stay to the end of the video, I do have some tricks on how to answer some of the specific interview questions. So you don't want to miss that. I'm going to start by going over what to prepare for the face-to-face interview when you're going for that flight attendant interview. So what to prepare to get you there. Also, how you should show up as far as dress goes and confidence goes. And then stay to the end for those bonus tips on the actual interview questions. Let's get started. Dress. You get that email, you've been invited to the face-to-face interview for the flight attendant, super excited, like, you're running around, you're calling everybody. I know the feeling, it's so excited. And then after you let everybody know and you set that date that you're flying in or you're driving in for that interview, all of a sudden you realize, what are you going to wear? So some tips for dress first. For men, suit, tie, everything is professional. You want to show up super, super professional. So again, for gentlemen, it's suit and tie, pretty standard. They do like usually dark colors, so blacks or dark grays or dark blues, some color pop shirt underneath if you want. That definitely works. White or a bright blue or maybe some red in there. So those are the colors that I would suggest. Also, for women, you do not want to show up, even if you have a favorite dress or something that looks fabulous on you, you do not want to show up and look like you're going to a nightclub. I know we all love our stuff in our closet, but this is a professional interview. When I have gone to some of the face-to-face interviews, I have seen people that look like they are ready to go to the club. Super tight dresses, short dresses, way above the knee, short sleeves are very skimpy up here, cut down low. They're a no-go. You are walking into a professional interview and they want to make sure that you look professional. So definitely get those out of your mind. Do not wear them. A shirt with a jacket over top or a dress with a jacket. Look professional. That is my suggestion. Make sure you look professional. Nylons if you're wearing a skirt, closed toes heels. You want to look the part of a flight attendant before you even get it. So make sure you dress like that. The second step is you need to update your resume since the time you applied online for the flight attendant position. Go ahead and update it, and then definitely bring a couple copies with you to the interview. You just want to always be prepared and have one of those with you. Another tip for the interview, show up early. As soon as you know they are opening the doors, you want to be one of the first ones in. One, it makes a really good impression. Two, you get to socialize with other people. You get to see what's going on. And you want to be one of the first ones there because in the flight attendant industry, not being on time is actually considered late. So you want to be there as early as possible. Your nerves, whether you wait to the last minute or you show up early, are going to be happening anyway, and you don't want to have to worry about traffic, running late, all of those other things. Prepare and get there as soon as you know the doors are going to be open. Plus, if they do have any pre-check-in things that you have to do, where showing them your ID or filling out paperwork or turning in things, you want to be the first one to get there, get that out of the way. Make sure you're calm, settled in. Socialize will calm your nerves down a little bit. Get to know people around you. I highly suggest getting there early. Before you walk in the door, another tip, whether you're getting out of that Uber and that Lyft, or your friend's driving you, or you're coming from the airport straight to the interview, turn off your phone before you walk in the headquarters doors or wherever they are hosting their interview process. Turn off that phone and don't put it on silent mode. Turn it off. put it in your bag, put it away, out of your mind. They don't want to see you looking at your phone. You need to be engaged with whoever and whatever is going on around you. So put that phone away for the entire interview process. If you haven't noticed already, this video is filled with lots of tips and I am just rattling them off. So go ahead and make sure you save this video, make notes, jot down things as I'm saying it, but I'm just rattling them off. And this video is a result of Aaron writing in under the comment section of another video and asking this question. So I read every single comment below and I do respond. Please leave me a comment. If you have a question, leave me a comment. If you want me to do a video, leave me a comment. I'm totally open to doing that. Once you get to the interview, what do I suggest? What kind of tips do I have? First, walk in like you already have the job. When you are nervous and unsure if you're gonna get it and everything is happening, sometimes your confidence level goes down because of all those nerves and because you want the job so bad. And don't we know, if you're going in for an interview, of course you want the job so bad, right? And like, to be a flight attendant is amazing. That's why we're all here. But change that mindset. Picture yourself, whether you have to do it mentally before you get there, when you're driving in the car on the way over, picture yourself walking out with the CGO. Have the confidence, walk in there like you already have it. That will lessen your nerves and also increase your confidence. And you definitely want to walk into that interview with confidence that you, one, are going to be a great flight attendant, and two, deserve that CGO because of all your experience and what you can bring to the company. So walk in there like you have that CGO already so that your confidence shines. You also want to make eye contact with everybody that you're talking to. Shake hands if they're still doing shakes hands because of the whole COVID thing. Whatever you see as appropriate that's happening as far as introductions, go along with that. Make sure you remember the names of anybody interviewing you or anybody walking you from place to place. Use people's names. That's how you're going to stand out. People love to hear their own names, and most people don't use people's names when you really think about it in conversation. So make a note of people's names, remember it, and use them because it will make you stand out above other people. Socialize when you get there with the other people coming in for the face-to-face. One, you might make a friend that you will have for a long time, exchange numbers, but it will lower your nerves. You're all there for the same purpose. Socialize, talk to people, smile. Smile, I cannot stress this enough, and I did, if you have not watched the video that I did for the American Airlines, the online interview, if you have not watched that, for the tips for that, go watch that. I'll put the link down below. But I did stress this in that video as well. Smile. Smile from the moment you walk in and you're checking in to the moment you leave. Make sure you have a smile on your face. And I know that sounds like, of course, but when you're there for 3 or 4 hours, sometimes you forget. So remember this, and I'm telling you this, and if you don't remember anything else from this video, remember, smile the entire time. Whether it's a Q&A session and you're just sitting at a table with 10 other people and you think nobody's looking at you because you're listening and they're talking about calendars or they're talking about schedules or they're talking about the process and you are paying attention to them so you're not in the spotlight, or you are in the spotlight and you're introducing yourself, smile the entire time. If you're doing whatever you're doing, smile for those 3 hours or those 4 hours, because I can guarantee somebody is watching you when you don't think they are. So that is the most important thing, especially as a flight attendant. Everybody wants to see a happy face. And when you're on those planes for a long time, you're going to be needing to smile. So start getting used to it right now. When you go in for that interview, is smile. I'm looking at my notes, so if you see me looking down, I'm just making sure I don't want to forget anything. One of the other things that you can do during that process when you get there is pay attention to your body language. This is something that nobody really talks about, but this is also just as important as smiling. You want to have open body language the entire time you're there for the interview. And you can practice this at home leading up to it and pay attention to your body language. Some people always have it, some people don't. But open body language is like, you know, shoulders open. You don't want to sit there, even if you're at a table with your arms crossed. That is closed body language. You don't want to, I mean, crossing your legs, you can't see me the way the video is right now, but crossing your legs is okay, but you want to be open. You don't want to cover up or be closed off. Even when you're standing, if you're in a line going somewhere, you don't want to be closed off. You want to be open. That makes you more approachable. So pay attention to your body language. And if they do have water there, help yourself to water. It shows that you're more relaxed, that you're willing to do something. Get up, go get a drink of water. Ask if you can get a drink of water if they have like a water station. So interact with what they have available. Don't not drink water. One, if you're doing an interview and your nerves are up, water is probably the best thing for you. So grab yourself a cup of water. They put it there because they want you to have some. Okay, so now onto the bonus material. You guys stuck around the entire video, so now I'm going to give you some really amazing tips that will get you even further and even closer, hopefully, to getting that 𝐁𝐎𝐿. What I want you to do if you're watching this, I actually am creating and going to self-publish an Amazon book on flight attendant questions, how to answer them, different tips and tricks. So if you're watching this and you don't know what else to comment with a book emoji down below so that I know you're interested in getting that once I publish it. If I have already published this, I will come back into the description below and put a link so that you can get that. I'm in the process of doing it. Hopefully it'll be up in the next week or 2 weeks, which I'm super excited about. But go ahead and put a book emoji in the comments if you are interested in getting that once I release it. And if not, send me a comment. Let me know you're watching. Let me know if you have any questions. Anything. I love hearing from you guys. In the next few minutes, I am going to give you some personal examples or some examples that I came up with to answer some interview questions. Remember, use your own examples. This is a disclaimer. Do not use the examples I gave you, but create your own. Think about your own experiences. That way you are more authentic. You should never copy something you see on the internet anyway, especially during an interview, but you want your interview, you want to be super authentic and pull from experiences you have. So the examples I'm giving you right now are just examples to get your mind thinking of how you can answer these questions. On to the bonus material. As far as interview questions go and what you should say and what you shouldn't say and tips and tricks, the first thing I want to suggest is do not tell them you are nervous. Honestly, they already know you're nervous. They already know you're nervous. You don't need to tell them you're nervous. It kind of throws off the whole interview thing when you are telling them that. They are there to ask you questions. You are there to answer questions. You need to just get past that mindset that you're nervous and don't focus on that. And it's actually, the sun is starting to go down outside, so I don't know if you could see the colors changing, but it was raining all day, which is kind of odd in LA, and now it's looking nice, but the sun is starting to go down, so I can tell it's getting darker outside. So hopefully this light is still good for this video, because I want to finish it up and post it, because like I said, Aaron in one of the comments asked me to do this video, and with the holidays and everything, time has gotten away from me, so I want to get this up as soon as possible. So I do read every comment below. I love your comments. I love hearing from you. The other thing is you have to remember is that safety, when you're answering questions, safety is always first, whether you're there for the face-to-face interview and you're doing a team activity, or you're on your individual interview, they're doing a one-on-one interview with you, or you're doing a group interview at the table and they're asking questions back and forth. Remember, safety is always first. So if you can lead with safety, something safety related, lead with that, or focus on, if you're answering a question, always focus on safety and then customer service before anything else. Answer your questions, and I would actually do another short video on this, but answer your questions in the STAR format. If you don't know what that is, STAR format is situation, task, action, and result. That's what STAR stands for. I will do another quick video on that. I don't want to spend a lot of time here, and I will give you examples on that video. It's also going to be in, like I said, that Amazon book that I'm creating. I'm also going to do a part in that book on how to respond in a star format. You tell the situation. I was working here, and this was my position. So I was working at this restaurant. I was a server. The task I had was getting this family of 4 their meal before they went to a basketball game. That's the task. And the problem was that they were running late. The action, what I did to fix the problem. So I got their order in before I got their drinks ready. So that way the kitchen was cooking their meal, and then I came back and got their drinks. That sped up the entire process. That was the action I took. That was actually out of the norm, but it would get the problem done. So that's an example. And then the result was that they got their food in time, they were able to get to the basketball game on time, and they left happy. So STAR is situation, task, action, and then the result. That's how you want to answer every question. It's a big summary of what they're asking, and it gives them a very standard format. Every airline, it seems, really likes when you answer those. So when you are looking at interview questions and practicing ahead of time, practice it in that format. And I cannot wait to get this book out to you guys. That will give you interview questions to practice. It'll give you the STAR format. It'll give you examples. So again, if you haven't done so already, put a little book emoji in the comments below so I know that there's interest in that. I am working on it, but seeing if you guys are excited will absolutely get me excited, and I will speed up that process as quickly as I can to get that posted there for you so you can order it. Looking at my notes real quick so I don't forget anything. Okay, so another thing about interviews, and another thing about when you're there and you're being interviewed, whether it is for you to introduce yourself to the entire room if they want you to do that, or for you to talk on a one-on-one interview, any question that is directed at you, listen to the entire question and answer the question as they ask. Don't elaborate. If they're not asking you to elaborate, if they ask you what's your name, how old are you? Well, they can't ask you how old you are. It's an interview. But if they ask you what your name is, where you're from, and what color socks you have on, answer those questions. If they ask you what's your first name, don't answer with your first and last name. If they ask you what color socks you have on, don't answer with pink socks and I'm wearing these shoes and blah, 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 blah. So only answer what they ask you. They want to know if you can follow directions. They want to know that you're trainable, that you're listening to what they're asking you. So really pay attention to what they ask you and then give them the answer back the way they want it. In addition to that, if they ask you questions, you want your answers to reflect the job. How will your answer reflect the job? You don't want your answer to be something that's so random that they don't know where to put that. So an example of that is if they ask you, tell me something about yourself. What can you tell them that relates to the job? There's so many things you can tell them about yourself, right? There's so many things I could tell you about myself, but does it relate to the job? An example of what not to do is I have 4 dogs at home. Yeah, which I don't have 4 dogs. I don't have 4 dogs. I'm just using that as an example. So how does having 4 dogs relate to the flight attendant industry? It doesn't. But you can tell them, I used to work in customer service and I really liked, my favorite thing about this job was blah, 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 blah. That's something about yourself. You know, my favorite part of that job was working with the customers one-on-one, and I really liked to see them happy when I was able to do X, Y, and Z with them. That's a direct correlation to the job, and they can see how that can be integrated into the job. Having 4 dogs is amazing if you have 4 dogs. I love dogs. But that has no correlation to the job, so why would you say it? When they ask you a question, or if they ask you a question, tell me something about yourself. You want to tell them, having 3 brothers or a family of 9, or that you like to watch reality TV shows has nothing to do with the job. You want your answers to directly relate to the job. So find a couple things that will relate to the job. Like, I like hiking, and hiking doesn't directly relate to the job of a flight attendant. Completely different. But if I answer the question, I'm going to say, I like hiking. And one of the reasons I like hiking is because I get to meet people, and I get to meet people that are different all the time, because you never know who's going to be on the trail. So I like striking up conversations and meeting new people. That directly relates to the job of a flight attendant, because you meet new people all the time as a flight attendant. So I'm taking an answer that has nothing to do with being a flight attendant and showing how it does, versus I have 4 dogs. And you can, if you said you have 4 dogs, you can actually elaborate, and, you know, people bring dogs on the plane and things like that. So yeah, you could pull that one out as well. You could definitely make that relate, but if you don't have a chance, depending on what the question is, to elaborate, you might not be able to. So when you are answering those questions, try to find something that relates to the flight attendant position, so that they can see that you're thinking about the job, so that they can see how it correlates, how you would fit in as part of their team member. Because what they're really looking to do is find out if you're going to fit in as a team member. So that is what you want to focus on. Amazon's here. Not for me though. We're always getting boxes. Okay, that was distracting. But it's always fun when stuff comes. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. If you want to watch more, go ahead and click this link. This link will take you to the virtual interview tips. If you haven't done those yet, or you're getting ready to do virtual interviews and you just have turned in your online application and you're waiting to hear back, it's great to prepare. So if you're looking for tips on a virtual interview, go ahead and click this link. I will post it right here. You can also check my vlogs out of my travels. And again, comment. I love to hear from you. Subscribe and like if you haven't done that already. That really helps my algorithms. I love you guys for doing it. I'm super excited to grow this channel, and I really appreciate you watching. Until next time, travel safe and be kind.